Kagekid Creative presents. Hi, welcome to my channel, Kagekid Creative. You're here with me, Kagekid, also known as James. If you have any questions, this is the time because this is a Q A session. A session where I just answer the questions that I put over Instagram for the past couple of days. I got about 50 responses, but I shortened it down to about 30 questions with the similar responses that I got. These questions are in no particular order, so I'm just gonna answer them randomly. I tried to organize like the first like 3 because those are like introduction questions, but I didn't even get those until like the very end. So like I said, these are all out of order. We're in for a trip, we're in for a spiral. Let's begin. First question. What is your name, and what does the name Kagekid Creative mean to you? So, my name is James Hammond. You can also call me Kagekid. The name Kagekid comes from my nickname that I've had since elementary school, which is Shadow. And Kage is the Japanese word for the word shadow. In high school, I adapted the Japanese version of the name just because I was so much into the anime culture and all sorts of other things. I really do genuinely love Japanese culture, even outside of the anime stuff. I listen to their music, I love their food, I love the people. I've been to Japan only once. There's always a small tiny part of my brain that's just right here, that's just a little voice that says, why are we not back in Japan? So, shadow in Japanese is Kage. It's not Cage. I know that that's what everyone likes to read. It's similar to like a Kage or like the Hokage from Naruto. The kid part of my name is a constant reminder to follow nostalgia and to go back to my roots of origin from what I wanted at the very beginning in order to bring that into my artwork now till today. Also, I'm 28 years old and I still look like a kid, so I mean, there's that as well. The creative portion of my name is just because I literally do everything creative. Artwork, cooking, photography, videography, music, anything, you name it, I'm doing it. It's creative, I'm there. So my name Kagekid Creative is literally just my nickname, a mixture of my love for nostalgia and my ability to be creative. Next question. When's your birthday and how old are you? I was born April 23rd, 1992, which means that I am 28 years old and I'm also a Taurus. I'm kind of cuspy on the Aries part, but I'm mostly a Taurus. Next question. What is your favorite color and why? My favorite color is periwinkle. For those of you who don't know what periwinkle is, it's kind of like a mix of like bluish purplish. I'll put a color speckle down here somewhere. When the sun is rising and when the sun is setting, there's rare moments when the actual whole world has like this tint of like a bluish purplish to it. It happens very, very rarely, and to catch it when you're outside and to be aware of it, it's also a rare moment. And when I do actually catch it, those are actually my favorite moments of living, so that color is my favorite color, and the color that it closely most represents is the color periwinkle, so it's my favorite color. Next question. What is my favorite movie? My favorite movie is Spirited Away by Miyazaki. The scene at the end where Sin gets reunited with the Kohaku River, or should I say Chihiro gets reunited with the Kohaku River. For some reason, I didn't cry during The Lion King, I didn't cry during any other typical movie that makes you cry, but that one scene in all of movie history is one that made me cry. Until very recently, I think I cried in another movie very recently, but when I was a kid, I didn't really cry very often, and that scene I like bawled my eyes out to. Plus the movie itself is so beautiful, and I love the story, I love the characters, I love it all. So Spirited Away is my favorite movie. Next question. What is your goal on YouTube? My goal on YouTube, just like my goal on everything else, is just to continue to be creative. As you can see, I'll do a little bit of work on my YouTube that dabbles in a little bit of everywhere. I have my cooking show on here. I have music videos from other artists. Pretty soon I'm going to have music videos of my own on here. I have some cool slow-mo stuff. I might throw in some cool time-lapse stuff in there in the future. Events of things that I'm recording. So it's just a little compilation of everything. My goal on YouTube is just to show people my life and my work and all that stuff. And hopefully soon I will be able to make money off of this platform as well, so that I don't have to go back to a job because I don't want to so badly. But Yes, that is my goal on YouTube. Next question. If you can change one thing about yourself, what would it be? If I could change one thing about myself, it would be the ability to act on my instinct. I would say that I probably look at any kind of situation, and I always have to think about it for at least like a second or two. So it's not my like instinctive reaction. It's always a reaction that I at least thought about a little bit. I would love to be able to just hop into a situation without literally thinking about it. I think that's what separates me from like going into a room and immediately being like a big personality, as opposed to like what I usually do is like going into a room, scoping out the room first, and then like making a move. But even those like 1 or 2 seconds that I do to make a decision with literally everything can be decisive. And I'm trying to be better on literally breaking those 2 seconds of thought and just being in the moment and living there. That's the one thing I would change about myself. What's your favorite anime? My favorite anime is Case Closed. If you don't know what that is, it is an anime where the main character is a character called Jimmy Fudo. He gets transformed into a little kid called Konan Edogawa. The main kid is really, really smart. He's smarter than all the adults. So he's really the one who is really handling these like FBI level cases. But there's also like a love triangle, and he has a whole bunch of kids friends. It's probably just about as long as One Piece, and I'm surprised that it does not have as much fame, but it's my favorite anime. If you have not watched it, you should at the very least watch like the first 30 episodes. Right now, the anime that I'm getting into is the genre of anime where the characters are OP, but they just kind of want to like live a normal life and do normal human activities, because that literally speaks to my soul, and that's literally the person who I am. So I love anime, but my favorite is Case Closed, but I love OP animes. That's my favorite for right now. Next question. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? If I could have a superpower, I love telekinesis. I would love the ability to be able to lift things. If I wanted to do something cool with this camera, I can use my telekinesis and lift it up, bring it down, use my telekinesis on myself, lift myself up, lift myself down, use it for pyrokinesis, I use it for flight, I use it for super strength because I've been lifting things. Hopefully my telekinesis wouldn't be one of those where if I use it too much I get a headache, because that's the popular drawback to telekinesis. But if I had telekinesis without any mental constraint, I would love that. Otherwise, I would love the ability to clone myself, because I do too much, and I would love to just have at least one other version of myself to just go out and do some of the things I need to do. Sometimes it would be slow. Next question. What gaming systems do I have, and what do I currently play? I mostly play on my PS4 and my Switch right now. On my PS4, I play a lot of fighting games. I play Jump Force, Street Fighter V. I also play Overwatch. Rare times I'll play Destiny 2 and Rocket League, but I try to dabble in a little bit of anything. Literally, if anyone wants me to play any game with them, I'm like a game whore. I love to play everything, even if I'm terrible at it. I just love to go along for the ride. I've always been that way for video games. On the Switch, I'm also playing Animal Crossing. Also, I am currently playing Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is like a puzzle game. It's for free. It's super cute. It's super adorable. And I'm also playing Pokemon Shield. Just finished that new Isle of Armor DLC. I can't wait for the next DLC to come out after this. But I don't really have time to play video games like that anyway. I don't even know I have time to do all the stuff I just listed with you guys, but right now that's what I'm really playing on my PS4 and my Switch. Next question. What's your favorite food? My favorite foods are ramen and sushi. I love ramen, and I can literally eat sushi forever. Next question. Do you prefer to create your own recipes or follow already made ones? If I haven't already made something like a bajillion times and I like need a refresher, I'll pull up a super basic version of the recipe, like something that requires like 4 ingredients, because usually there's like a simplified version of any kind of recipe that's out there. And what I'll do is I'll take that base of the recipe and I'll expand upon it with things that I know will work together with it. I'll add extra seasonings, I'll add extra stuff. So it's kind of like I go off of recipes that are already there, but then I amplify them. Next question. What is a good method for making sauces that you find in restaurants? My real recommendation with that is one, Google it. If you literally look up like McDonald's sweet and sour sauce, you'll probably find like a bajillion recipes for it online. My second recommendation to you is that if you want to really recreate a sauce on your own without like any help from the internet at all, literally read the packets themselves. If you literally pick up the packet and you read the ingredients that are on the packet, you'll see two sets of ingredients. Ones that you definitely recognize, things that are usually things like honey, mayonnaise, soy sauce, tomato sauce, because those are usually the bases. And then you add onto it past them seasoning, salt, pepper, red chili flakes, whatever the sauce is. You use those ingredients and you come up with a consistency as close as possible to the sauce. Half of the ingredients that you do not recognize are just preservatives, so that usually in quick service restaurants they can literally like leave them there forever, and then they can serve it to you when it's been in the bottom of that cabinet for 3 months. You don't need all those preservatives. You're going to preserve it by keeping it in your refrigerator or by using the sauce immediately. Next question. What do I hope to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years? In 3 years from now, I'll be 31. Hopefully by then, I will at least have the first of my creative centers open. My end goal in life is to be retired at the age of 38, which is 10 years from now, which I know sounds crazy, but 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a whole childhood. In 10 years from now, I want to be retired. I want to make creative centers all over either the Bronx or low-income areas, or I want to do it all across the United States. I don't know how big I want to get yet, but I want to have creative centers where essentially kids could have kitchens that they can cook in if they wanted to, studios so that they can record or make videos or do photo shoots. Also music studios so that if they wanted to like record music, they have like a professional help. Art studios with easels and canvases so that people can come in and paint and draw and do all sorts of stuff. But I want to open places like this all over the place that do not cost money, and maybe for adults might cost like a small membership fee. I vaguely thought of the logistics, but I have some time to think of a better business plan. So that is in my goal for the next 3 to 5 years. Also, I want to be semi-famous since then. Hopefully either my food stuff will take off or my music stuff will take off. I'm releasing an album in November, so it'll be the first time you like really hear my sound, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully by then I'm doing like halfway good and I have like good celebrity influences and connections and all sorts of stuff. My plan in 3 to 5 years is just to be a better version of the self that I am now. Next question. What are some of your biggest motivators to get you through the next day? The biggest motivation is that I'm just still alive. Literally just that. I've lost a lot of people throughout the course of my life, and I know that all I should really be doing every day is living my life to the fullest, no matter how I feel, no matter what I don't want to do, no matter what there is or what there isn't. I know that my life can get taken away from me at any moment, and if I die tomorrow, at least I could say literally today I died having the best time of my life. That's my motivation to get me through the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Next question. How do I go organizing myself on a busy day? Dry erase boards. My whole phone has my schedule from like now to mid-September, because that's as far ahead as I planned. Usually when life is normal and we're not in the middle of a quarantine, usually my whole year is planned out essentially. In January, I was definitely planned up to like October, but things got crazy, things got changed around. So I'm like organized on that level. Things can remind you in your phone up to a month, 10 minutes before, 2 days before, wherever. This is an event that's happening, take charge now. So you can literally set up your phone to tell you when to do things, when you're doing things, how you're doing things, who you're doing them with. You just gotta put in that work and keep it organized. Sometimes I like to write things down only because when I write things down, I actually commit them to memory. So I have like a notebook where I actually like write down, on Monday, this is what I'm gonna do. And it's gonna be my general day where I do things like do taxes and doctor stuff and things that adults have to do that would suck in life. And Tuesday's my food day where I do food stuff and I work on the contents of my cooking show and I work on new recipes in general and all sorts of things like that. Wednesday is usually my photography and videography day where I focus on editing photos that I have in the background, coming up with new photo shoot ideas and video concepts, organizing the videos, organizing my YouTube page, things like that. Thursday is my music day where I will download music from new artists, from friends of mine, things of that nature. I will also work on my own music. I'm currently working on an album, so I usually dedicate a Thursday to like fix up a verse or rewrite a chorus or start a new song, something to that degree. Currently like 7 songs in and the album's gonna be like 12 songs, so I'm really excited for that. I'm almost done. Fridays are like my art days, so I usually work on like doing like a new painting or doing a new art piece. Actually, I can show you my last painting. That's how I stay organized. It's literally just making sure that you have your ideas written down somewhere and making sure that you're following them in some way that you can actually follow them and you're not overwhelming yourself. Next question. Should I drink tea? Everyone should drink tea. I recently got back into the habit of it myself. I know that it has all sorts of benefits for you. It stops your appetite. It's a good alternative for a meal. It has lots of good benefits for you. I think everyone should be drinking tea. Honestly, it's really helpful for you. Also, if you haven't watched Avatar The Last Airbender, or if you have watched Avatar The Last Airbender, you should know why tea is so important. Next question. What is my 3 favorite restaurants in Manhattan? Alright, so I have 3 favorite-ish restaurants. So one of my favorite restaurants in New York City is Ellie Stardust Diner, and this is not really for the food, it's more so for the atmosphere. I really love that place because I love music and I love food and I love all that stuff. I really love this one. If you don't know what Ellie Stardust Diner is, it's a restaurant on 51st and Broadway in Manhattan where all of the waiters are rising up to become on Broadway. They're training in some sort of way to either go to Broadway, be on the off-Broadway show, they're in school studying like theater, something to that degree. So everyone there can sing somewhat, shape or form. You can put in requests for the waiters that you have there to sing a song and they'll actually go all out and perform it all at the restaurant, which I think is super cool. The food itself is decent, but you're really mostly paying for that atmosphere, and the singers are great and it's always a great time. So Ellie Stardust Diner is one of my favorites. Another one of my favorite restaurants is Kiko Sushi. They have 2 locations, I believe, in Manhattan, both on the Lower East Side, but these are basically all-you-can-eat sushi places. They're really good sushi places, even for not for their all-you-can-eat stuff, but I've thrown my own birthday parties there, I've thrown friends' birthday parties there, and they've been very helpful, very kind, and the food is amazing. So Kiko Sushi. My other favorite restaurant might be Naruto Ramen. I've never been to the one in Brooklyn, but I've been to the one in Harlem. I love that place. They always have like a new seasonal flavor of ramen, and as you guys know, I love ramen, so it's always a good time. And I've also thrown tons of celebrations there, even though it is not big enough for the amount of people that I ever bring there ever. Next question. What's new on Planet Kage? So here is a bunch of shameless self-promotion for myself, just to get it all out there. Right now I have my cooking show, Kagekid's Kitchen. The next episode is probably going to be out August 31st, I think. This gives me enough time to do the shooting and all that other stuff. It's going to be on breakfast food, so make sure that you tune in for that. I'm also going to be doing a photo shoot soon with my friend Brianne. She won my photography contest that I was hosting last month. I just finished shooting a music video for my friend Rara Mateo, and I'm going to be doing a longer version of it soon. I'm doing all of the editing for that, so you guys are going to see that soon. I'm currently working on an album. Hopefully that'll be out by November. I'm like 6 songs in right now, and I'm getting that out. I'm also throwing throwing a Zoom party on August 21st. It's a virtual party. It's super fun. I'm going to start releasing clips from my last Zoom party super soon. It was a good time. The DJs were excellent. And I have two good DJs this time as well, DJ KK47 and DJ Real Time. I also have some performers, but I'm also about to go on 2 vacations. I'm about to go to Pennsylvania, and then I'm going to go to Long Island for a little bit. It's only going to be for a week, but any time out of New York City is a good time. I live in New York City, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that at any point in this video. Next question. How do I make real friends that bring substance to your life? I feel like you always make your real friends by really, truly, genuinely feeling energy of people. If you walk into a room with a person and your situation feels uncomfortable, that person's probably not going to be your friend. Look for people who have similar interests to you. My favorite quote in Pokemon is, "When one life meets another life, something will be born." Now, I love that quote because when you come into interaction with someone else, you literally never know what's going to happen. Sometimes good things are born, sometimes bad things are born, sometimes unique things are born. When unique things are born or good things are born and you feel it and you love it and that's what you want to go for, those are the things that you should be chasing. If things make you feel uncomfortable, weird, bad, angry, whatever, get out of those vibes. You build substance by continuing on the things that you like and the things that you and another person mutually likes. I think that's all there really is to it. Next question. What is my all-time favorite book? My all-time favorite book is the TTYL series by Lauren Miracle. I know it's not anything crazy, but surprisingly, I don't really like to read like that, at least not books. I read manga all the time. I read like news articles all the time. I read all sorts of stuff on the internet all the time, but to actually pick up a book and actually read it, I don't know why, I just can't get into it. I couldn't really ever get into it past like high school. I really don't know why. Every once in a while I get into a weird mood where I want to read young adult fiction novels that are absolutely ridiculous, usually super sad, also very dramatic. But my favorite book series was TTYL because the whole book is written in AIM message form, and as the book progressed, they switched it to text message form. And it's this relationship between 3 girls as they literally go through all of high school and then into college, and just their interpersonal stories. And I thought it was super cool. Next question. What is your favorite kind of music? So I legitimately listen to all different types of music. I love country. I love J-pop, I love pop, I love rock, I love rap, I love metal. I literally listen to it all. If you want me to sing anything, literally let me know. I love it all. My favorite songs, I don't know, those change all the time. Songs are like feelings. I feel like I have lots of feelings in the same way I have lots of favorite songs. But I love Beyonce, I love Lizzo, I love J-pop, I love Utada Hikaru, I love Mondo Grosso, that's my new one. I've been listening to like 80s Japanese pop recently. I've also been listening to Madison McFerrin, who's the voice of GGK, on Carol and Tuesday, which is a musical anime. I could literally go on for music. Maybe I should do a musical Q&A after this. Next question. How much do you love to fly? Now, I'm totally gonna answer this out of the context of which the person who asked this question asked me, but I love flying in airplanes. I actually travel quite often, as of in the more recent years, just because I have the time and the resources available to do so. But I really do love flying. I love seeing the sky overhead. I love having the window seat and looking down at the earth as I'm just flying over it. I enjoy the feeling, the sensation, the turbulence, the landing, the rising, love all of it, love flying. Next question. Someone asked me questions in relation to the music that I'm about to make. My next question has 2 parts. For those of you who don't know, I do have a musical channel. It's called Kagekid. It is going to be down in my bio somewhere. What's the one message in your music you don't want going unnoticed by your audience? And what do you want your music to do for people when they listen to it? I've been using my computer to read the question, so for that part I needed to actually read that one out. The message in my music I don't want going unnoticed by my audience is that You don't have to be a particular type of person to listen to my music, and my music is genuinely for everyone. My music is to promote individuality within people, and it's also to tackle real feelings that I feel like people do not necessarily like to talk about or necessarily like to confront. My music is very real, I feel like. I don't have any industry standards to go off of, so I feel very free creatively to literally say whatever I want, not follow the rules of music, and I literally mean that. Even with just how I build it, it's all about my emotions, so I feel like it's raw for music. Even though a lot of it is happy and upbeat. The song I'm literally making right now is just a fun dance tune, but a lot of my other songs are very, very, not serious, but like serious songs with a happy beat. So listen to the words and actually listen to them and think about how they make you feel. That's what I don't want going unnoticed in my music. And what I wanted to do for people when they listen to it is I want them to feel free from it. I want them to think about the messages in my music and for them to learn lessons from it, really. My music is just another way for me to get my words out there that I feel people wouldn't listen to otherwise if I was to just talk about them. So my music is really just for that kind. And they're all fun, they have cool beats. I'm working with a producer called Scudda, and he's been dropping these beats, and I've been putting in my magical work. Can't wait till November and my new album comes out. Yes. Next question. I'm gonna just group all of these nasty questions all together into one. Do I have a gag reflex, and what does that mouth do? So, I'm gonna tell you what this mouth does first. First of all, it eats, it sings, it talks. Not enough that some people would argue. Do I have a gag reflex? Yes, I do. Next question. Shikamaru versus Deku. The reason why someone asked me Shikamaru versus Deku is because in Naruto I mostly really relate to Shikamaru, and in My Hero Academia I really relate to Deku. I'm very lazy, but I'm also like a genius type where I like look at a situation, I can really analyze it in like one situation and then just boom boom boom, I'm there. Deku's very similar in the fact that he like looks at a situation and analyzes it for all of the situations in order to think about the best plan of action. He also throws himself almost naively into a dangerous situation, not even knowing if he can do it or not. In real life, I'm also very much like that, so I'm a whole anime protagonist at heart, but I would really like to be more like Shikamaru. But if I had to think about Deku and Shikamaru going against one another, I might have to put my hands on Deku. I think Shikamaru would come up with a good idea, and then he'd run out of chakra. I don't know if he'd come up with like a solid plan to break through like Deku, who has like just brute power. Deku might be strong enough to just immediately break out of Shikamaru's Shadow Possession Jutsu, which is just, that's it. He wins after that, so definitely Deku. Next question. What's my favorite piece of camera equipment to use? Funnily enough, my favorite piece of camera equipment to use is not something I actually use on like my professional camera. It's something that I use for my cell phone, and it's this, it's like this selfie stick tripod situation that I have here. It has like a cool background light if I need it. It extends to a selfie stick if I need it. And also it comes with a cool remote control attached to it as well. It's also a tripod. I just like the versatility of it. It's arguably strong enough to go on my regular camera, but I mostly use it for phone stuff. It's been making my life a lot easier. This is my favorite piece of equipment right now. Next question. What can you expect next from me? On my channel, I'm going to be dropping just some small things in between now and August 31st when I do my next cooking show. So you can assume all sorts of cool things from me. If you ever want to like reach out to me or see what I'm up to or literally anything, all of my social medias I'm going to place here in a video of sorts so that you can see my Instagram, my Facebook, my Snapchats, whatever you want to like look up. I'll leave it all here for you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my Q&A video. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. Always hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to make it on YouTube like I said, so you hit that subscribe button, I'm winning. So Again, thank you guys so much for joining my Q&A. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, and always be sure to hit that subscribe button. See you soon. Peace.